Okay. Jeez.
Fledermaus is for a mature audience. Sort of. Hey everyone, this is Jeff of Fledermaus. Today we have a beast of a slug called the BOMBA. And these come from a company called Gun Runner's Arsenal. That sounds kind of familiar. Now these things are essentially a 10 gauge slug that you can shoot out of your 12 gauge. Let me explain that. Now here we have a normal lead Foster slug, 12 gauge, and it weighs 1 ounce. And it's tiny compared to our BOMBA slug. And you see it has a hollow base, but the BOMBA has a sealed base. The BOMBA slug is actually longer and heavier than a commercial 10 gauge Foster slug, weighing in at a massive 1.83 ounces. Federal's 10 gauge Foster slug weighs in at 1.75 ounces and has a muzzle velocity of 1,280 feet per second. Now as you can see, the BOMBA has a very large internal cavity, and today we'll be filling in that cavity with all kinds of goodies for you, and we'll cap it off with a 209 primer. And I use a little bit of blue Loctite, as you can see, to keep it held in there. And I'll talk a little bit more about these later on, but let's get out there and test these out.
Welcome back, Top Flader folks. Jeff is behind the camera. OG out here in front of the camera with Brandon. Brandon's got a shiny new East German helmet, wasn't used. We are shooting today a viewer submission called BOMBA. This is a 12 gauge shell that is actually heavier and bigger than a 10 gauge shell. It's over 1 ounce. I don't know the exact weight of these things.
1.8 plus.
Yeah, they're big.
I'll show you. Yeah, don't worry.
They're
They'll
big.
know by now.
Big rifled slugs, but here's the cool thing. Each one of them is packed with a little surprise inside.
Yeah, don't say what the surprise is.
Jeff has promised that my shoulder will not survive, so I'm all excited to give this secret shell a try and see what this little mule kick is going to do to me. Brandon's waiting for us downrange. He's just as excited. And let's give him a try. La BOMBA!
The wind really picked up and we got a lot of wind noise, so I'll try to spare your ears a little bit. For this first test, we'll be using a smoothbore and see how stable these things fly out of that.
How was the recoil?
Not crazy. It felt weird though.
Really?
I don't know how to describe it. It appears that it ignited or exploded inside of his vest.
Yeah, it smells like something. Like burnt something.
Teen Spirit. It's obviously dark. It's something flashed in there and blew up, but you can see what's left of the rifling or little striations there. Smashed up tip.
Yeah, I don't know if these things are obturating very much in the barrel so that they act like a Foster slug. The Foster slug will expand it from the obturation and fill the barrel, and the angled ribs on there is what causes them to spin.
Aha.
It's not the airflow or anything like that.
That science is going on inside my barrel?
Yeah,
I don't believe it.
There's a lot of science. Okay,
I don't believe it, because I just hear a boom and there's no time for all that.
Let's review that shot from the smoothbore, and whoa, look at all that tumbling going on. I mean, it hit the target, but I didn't like the way it got there. Now we don't seem to be having any spin at all, and that red gas seal that is screwed to the slug doesn't seem to be helping the stability at all. But by some miracle it hit nose first still, and I think we had some smokeless powder in this one. It wasn't very energetic, but it did go off. Let's give it another try to the smoothbore.
Very good. I think he hit it right on that little mark.
And you can see something ignited. Do you see that blue smoke?
Yeah.
All right, here it comes. Again, tumbling like crazy, and if you believe in miracles, well, you just seen one right here. Hit nose first and right on target. Well, we didn't have much luck using the smoothbore. Let's add some mechanical spin to them.
Okay, now we're gonna try full rifling. See if that'll tame them and stabilize them.
Wow.
What's the matter?
A lot.
Huh?
You're asking a lot.
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready. You aiming for that?
Go on the happy face.
Okay. Jeez. Jeez.
What a difference a little rifling will give you. That spin stabilization is what these slugs needed. And we seem to have a little more velocity on this shot too. I'll explain that in a minute. Now the slug did shoot a little bit high and a little bit left, but look at how stable that thing is flying. That's what we want to see. So why are we getting some different velocities? Well, you may have noticed when I showed the shell earlier that some of the shells, the flake powder had migrated past the gas seal. All that powder is not being used to propel the slug, it's just being wasted. So my recommendation is to not use a flake powder or possibly use a different gas seal that has a tighter fit. And later on we'll actually try that and show you the difference.
Okay, the giant 62 gig hard drive, I believe it is.
A lot of gigs.
Yeah, now you could put all that on a little thumb drive or a micro SD card.
They used to have those hard drives attached to a cell phone. You could carry both of them around.
that was rough, man. You needed big pockets back then.
That's right.
Okay, rifled barrel again, that seems to be the way to go. I'm ready.
A little white dot.
Okay, right in the center of the disc. Wow, look at that thing though.
They're definitely hitting with a little authority.
Okay, another well-stabilized slug flying through the air. I wish I could remember what I put inside these shells. It could have been black powder, smokeless powder, flash powder, and various firework powder. Unfortunately, I'm an idiot and I forgot to mark what was in the shells, so you'll just have to guess, I guess.
I think you might have to start adjusting your aim a little bit now.
It definitely went high and left. It definitely, look at that, how deep it punched in there. You can see all the compact discs in there. Look at that. CDs and man.
Look how many discs are in that thing. Platters.
Platters, discs.
Platters.
Well, I don't think this was the platter. This was Gladys Knight and the Pips. Yeah, bent the crap out of those things. Did not make it out of the back of the disc. Here on the green board that they called it. And next to
You're gonna give people a lot of things to comment about today.
all the little chips and flux capacitors and towers. This is actually where all the gigs are held, Jeff. There's 8 of them there.
I didn't know that.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We learn something new
seven,
every time we're
8,
with you.
Yeah, 8 little boxes have gigs in them, so that's how you get 64.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty impressive. So I'm not feeling a ton of recoil. Stout recoil, but nothing crazy. But we're noticing every single time that they are hitting down range with some pretty serious
lot.
authority.
That much mass.
Yeah.
I didn't bring the chronograph with me, but they're supposed to be like 1,100 feet per second.
That's what it felt like, actually.
Okay.
Somewhere between 11 and 1150. I was thinking. Did you see any kind of a flash on those?
Yeah, there was like fire coming out of it and sparks and.
Really?
Yeah.
So we shut all the gigs right out of it. Let's try something else that's fun.
Okay. What do we got going on here?
This, Jeff, is a dragon skin speaker made by Bose. You're supposed to apply your own dragon skin. They don't.
I'd tape it a little better than that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, don't be shy. I'm
Tapes.
cheap, but
Well, most of
not
the
that cheap.
most of the sticky is off of this blue tape anyway. It's
Well, it's meant to be.
it's like a blue ribbon.
Can you tell I've been cleaning out my garage? Why am I saving this stupid speaker?
Dragon skin
Why?
speaker.
Dragon's skin.
Are we still expecting it to hit high and left?
I don't know. Let's take one more shot aimed at the X.
At the X?
Yeah, and if it's still high and left, then we'll have to adjust it. Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go.
See, that one went right on the point of aim.
Which is weird.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess if you want to get technical, it was a hair high and left, but it hit the tile we wanted. This is the new Bose sent us these new ceramic speakers to test, and turns out they don't work all that good.
Oh my gosh!
Because look at that, they don't even hold the sound in.
I think we might have blown our speaker there.
This was playing some Metallica at the time. Came right out the back. There was a flash or explosion?
I didn't see anything on that one.
Oh.
Yeah, that was a dud, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, this is the most accurate one yet. It did really well. Now, this one probably had smokeless powder in it. Someone asked me what these things would do if I put smokeless powder in, and it's not very exciting. But we had to try it so we would learn.
Okay, we're gonna shoot a piece of the Berlin Wall.
I can't believe you're not selling that on eBay.
Man, if I had to sell all this crap on eBay, I wouldn't have time to make videos.
So you got an East German helmet and a piece of the wall
Yeah.
all in one bid?
Yeah.
It's like a kit.
Yeah. I got it all on eBay. Okay, I'm ready.
Here we go on the Berlin.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Those pieces.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Now, this is the last of the factory-loaded shells that we got, number 6, and for some reason, even though we had, full rifling, we had some funky stability on this one. Maybe we didn't have a lot of power and it didn't obtuate and fill up those riflings with lead, so we didn't get the right spin. I'm not really sure, but over 1.8 ounces of lead hitting a concrete slab like that is still very impressive. But don't go away, because we still have more to show you. Now, I'm not a fan of that red gas seal that he used, but I do really like the FS12 gas seal. It's a little shorter, but it should get the job done. Now, the first one, I'll screw the gas seal to the slug, and then the second one, we'll see how the slug does without an attached gas seal. And I'm going to use a different powder for my load. I'm going to use something called Alliance Steel. It's really good for really heavy slugs like this. And we're going to use 30 grains of this stuff, so we should get some good velocity up to about 1,300 feet per second.
Okay, you're gonna hit Brandenburg in the helmet.
Yep, Brandenburg.
Okay, I'm ready.
Let's go, Brandenburg.
Whoa!
Woo!
Whoa!
Woo! It smashed up his glasses.
Jeez.
I'm surprised it didn't just punch a nice little hole in there. It actually
Exactly.
It actually smashed it and more or less tore. If you look at that, it tore the steel.
And it busted the liner thing out.
Yeah, I know a couple people with some flat foreheads that'll be perfect for them. Look at that.
That's a pretty good helmet, though. Hit
Sure.
almost a 2-ounce slug, and that was one of the high-power ones that I loaded with the
This
steel
helmet
powder.
Helmet would look real nice on your dead corpse, even though it doesn't have a hole in it. You'd be dead.
Yeah,
So,
head be caved in a little bit.
It held up. You can see under here its little harness has a big dent in it, and then the steel pot came disconnected from its little thing.
They were all spot welded on there,
This
apparently.
actually makes kind of a jivey little helmet. This is going to be the new.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
It's going to be the new fashion in New York and Milan. Wear a weird little plastic thing on your head for breakdancing. What is that thing downrange?
It's an Alienware Ronald McDonald version home computer.
All right. Computer.
40 yards away, though.
We know it's a portable computer because I carried it down there.
It's got a handle on it. This one, the wad is not attached. It's using 30 or 25 grains of steel, the FS12, but it's not attached to the wad. No, I don't know how well it's going to work, but this will be very revealing.
You trying to tell me we're going wad free here?
Yeah, so I'm giving you excuses if you miss.
Okay, sure. Thanks. Thanks for setting me up.
Okay, I'm ready when you are.
Oh, Lord. Actually, that was point of aim. Oh, Lord.
Now we were expecting the slug to drop a little bit, so Greg did aim a little bit high, and it ended up hitting exactly where he was aiming. The slug seemed to perform pretty well without the gas seal attached. We had a little bit of a wobble to it, but you can't argue with the accuracy of this one. Now this one, I know I used a load of smokeless powder in it, and again, it's not very energetic or exciting, but we did see a lot of smoke kind of billowing out of the thing after it was shot. But overall, I'm pretty impressed with the accuracy at 40 yards.
That one really surprised me.
Yeah.
It just kind of proves that you don't need to attach the wads on there. The wads didn't help stabilization at all through a smooth bore, so why go through all that trouble, right?
Right. Mac sent us this new MacBook Air. I was aiming for right here in the V, thinking that it was going to drop a little bit, but it actually hit pretty close to where I was aiming. So.
To be honest, I was expecting that to drop like a rock, skip off the ground, and then hit it. That was my prediction.
This is the back panel. Tore a little hole. It's trying to make it out.
It kind of blew up inside there, I guess. That's all some kind of residue there.
This is the screen that captures the
Wi-Fi's?
The mouse, yeah. And then in here past the propeller, the propellant system, you can kind of see it just cut some wires here and punch its way.
Yeah, I don't think that computer's going to run anymore.
Well, even if it did run, what has this got on it? Like Big Doug and
I don't know. It's like a 20-year-old computer there.
Hey, Jeff, I think I see 80s porn in there. What have you been doing on this thing?
Look at that video card, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's got a heck of a fan on there.
Yeah. This whole thing can fit inside of a postage stamp now.
Right.
But,
well, that was it. That was the last one.
Yeah, so.
It was kind of a success.
They were fun to shoot.
Yeah. They didn't. Is your shoulder okay?
My shoulder's okay. The last two that you loaded were a little more stout. The factory ones were no different really than any old factory slug, I didn't think.
Okay.
Even though they weighed more, so maybe it was the rifling.
I think the 25 grains of steel powder was right on.
Okay.
I mean, as far as long range accuracy, 40 yards, you're like, that's long range. Yeah, for something experimental like this, it certainly is.
Yeah. We found them fairly accurate. They were pleasant to shoot.
The only issue was the tumbling. We saw one on the rifled barrel.
Yep.
I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, they weren't ultra consistent. This is why people send stuff to you, though, so it can be shot on camera in slow motion to see what stuff does.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you'd never know. You'd see a big giant hole down range, and we'd go down there and.
Exactly. Yeah. And
did it flash? Did it explode?
Yeah. It's all data points to show the creator, and he does need to make some improvements on. If he wants to sell these for a smooth bore, they're not going to work very well for that.
Yeah, I think if he puts little fins on them or something,
a piece of paracord.
Yeah, and some springs, and then if you glued some. How about if you guys glued dimes on the back and then Vienna sausage and
fill it full of buckshot or something?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a.
They're not heavy enough as they are, right? Let's make them even heavier.
These are some awfully big, heavy thumping rounds. But either way, my shoulder remains intact. We appreciate you guys stopping by. It was another fun one to shoot, and we hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up down below if you liked it. If you didn't, keep your mouth shut. Who asked you? All right, until the next one.